Top. Been a while, I know. Last man. Real Spitters TV, Real Spitters Radio, RealSpitters.com. You already know what it is. I'll at your boy. I've been out of the loop. And it seems like I just stay out of the loop now. But I'll be paying attention. Let's talk about hip hop and its essence. I keep seeing people talking about the fact that they're watering down the essence of battle rap and all that. See, what you newcomers to hip hop don't understand about the original format of battle rap, all started on beat anyway. It only went a cappella because they were on the street corners. And at the time, they didn't have a DJ out there to put on a beat. So what they did was, they just spit their bars. However, at their beginning, everything was written to a beat. After they started doing this new form of battle, it turned into more of a spoken word battle. And what happened was a lot of the newcomers who never got to see the original form got stuck on what they see now and think they could just do away with the original format. You can't, because the original is always going to bring you back to the beat. It was all about the record deal. Smack created a lane for himself to get paid, utilizing what people wanted to see on the street for free. However, he made it a business through DVDs. Once they did away with basically DVDs to streaming, and this is what happens with music now. There's no way to push music because of the streaming part of it. You're no longer pushing the wax, the DVD. We need to get that back. We need to bring the turntable back so we can get back into the original essence of it. If you really want to understand hip hop, go into the anthology of it and check its roots before you open your mouth and make yourself look real ignorant. Because what you're watching today is not rap. That's more on the line of poetry and spoken word. That's not rap. Because it's hard for a person who does that and never specifically wrote to a beat. They don't have a flow. They don't know how to catch the music and drop on that fourth drop on the bass line. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-dum, bum, bum, boom. Ba-dum, bum, bum, boom. See? And stop crying about what you don't know nothing about. Because if you don't know how to make a song, you don't know nothing about hip hop and music in its original format. All you know is how to talk through something. Because if you put a beat behind it, you get what you get from a Rum Nitty. Not saying he's not good with what he does as far as the spoken word. But when you give him a beat that knocks boom back, he can't catch it because he never learned to rhyme on the flow to a beat. All he learned to do was write that spoken word, and it'll never translate to what the music industry is looking for. That's why they say y'all can't make music, because y'all don't know how to transfer. Learn the original format before you start running your mouth, because you're going to make yourself look real ignorant. If you don't know what it is to come across a bridge in a song, you can never say anything about writing music, because you don't know how the music flows. Anybody could put words together, but could you put words together with music, notes? See, that's what makes Prince so great. Prince knew how to write music and notes. So when he was putting lyrics to those notes, it made him great. You have a lot of people in music that's good at putting words together, but then you still need the person who puts those words together along with rhythm. It's a difference. Everybody likes to talk, but how many people like to learn at the same time? That's the point. You know, and it's sad that a lot of times our people are caught so much up in the nonsense that they miss what's important. Because in business, it's about knowing what is going to sell, what is going to turn a profit. Not just who's watching or who's listening. Another thing is how easily some are manipulated to turn against what's good for them. There is so many things that I'd like to talk about, but there's so many that's just not paying attention to what's good food, because they're so used to what's bad. However, I'm going to say this. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to start really pushing forward and start really trying to spread the message of unity, because there's so much more that can be done in battle rap if people would learn to just start to utilize each other in the best way forward. So, in turn, peace, my beloved people. And hopefully someday we'll find unity to come up out of this rut we're in. Because together, we can make so much more happen. Peace.